Hello friends, I had a really good time making that video the other day, so I wanted to come back and say hello again. It was also so nice to hear from you guys in the comments because especially dealing with this COVID recovery and stuff, the encouragement and also you guys who shared your stories was really helpful. It's really nice to have people relating and it's just encouraging and stuff. For today's vlog, I know a bunch of people said they missed hearing about feminism and politics and stuff, and I love to talk about that stuff. I've just gotten away from it because I feel like the online discourse especially is pretty toxic, and I felt like I was really drained in talking about feminism. I felt like I had lost a lot of support. A lot of feminist women have drifted to the right and they just want to hear this really specific kind of very vitriolic discourse. This is a peaceful island here. We don't do that. And so I think there wasn't much interest in like the kind of feminism I have to talk about. So that also was draining. It's not just draining dealing with like the hate and stuff like that, but yeah, just like trying to get people to care about the things that I care about when there's so little interest in it is that was draining. But anyways, I wanted to talk about how I went to therapy yesterday and I spent like half the session talking about getting over COVID and, my OCD and my fears and stuff about that. Then we spent the other half the session talking about the election. Sort of goes against probably therapist ethics for the therapist to share their own political views, but I'm actually very glad that my therapist and I can have those conversations because she is a Democrat and she's very super liberal. She's super woke. She's definitely a liberal feminist. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. A couple of things that are really interesting. Well, one is that me being more radical in my beliefs, black pilled, 4B, whatever, like the more fringe style of feminism rather than mainstream girl boss, get it girl kind of pussy hat empowerment feminism or whatever you want to call it. And she's definitely more like that, right? We talk about feminism quite a lot in therapy, and she's actually talked about how she's studied feminist therapy, but she's never had a chance to practice it with a client before me. The idea about feminist therapy, I guess it's seeing the trials of your own life through the lens of feminism and looking at how you fit into this bigger global picture of how women are treated and all of that kind of stuff. But anyways, yesterday she said, over the last 6 months that we've been talking, like you've changed my ideas about feminism. And I went from thinking that feminism is about equal rights and equality between men and women to thinking it's more about asserting women's humanity and reinforcing the idea that women are people because so much of the world sees women as subhuman. And she said, I've always felt this way, but I never had words to articulate it until I started talking to you. And I was like, yes, exactly. I had never been exposed to more radical feminist ideas until probably 6 or 7 years ago that I came across this stuff. And it was hidden. It's hidden so deeply under girl boss feminism that many of us will never come across it. But I think that a lot of us have that experience when we do come across these ideas. We're thinking, yeah, I've always felt this, but I never had the words for it, or I never had a way to articulate it. So it was really cool to hear her say that. And I want to add that another fundamental aspect of this kind of feminist framework or whatever is the idea that we really can't ever achieve equality because our bodies are different, right? A man's body and a woman's body is different. So we can't achieve equality. Maybe we need to work on equity. And there are real policies that can improve women's experience of the world without saying, oh, we need to be exactly equal to men. But exactly equal won't work because men don't have a uterus. So yeah, that kind of stuff. And yeah, she was saying how now she understands the difference between equality and equity and whatever. It's just really nice to hear that from another woman, especially as I've stepped away from doing feminism online to, in my own real personal life, to be having these really deep conversations in the context of therapy too, which is so personal and intimate. And then to, be enlightening this woman. I even used that word yesterday. I said, you're becoming enlightened. And just seeing the way she like lights up when we talk about it too. It's really, really, really cool. And yeah, and it's like, what impact is that going to have on the world? I don't know. But like, it's just to change one person's viewpoint and unlock something in them. Like she said, I always felt this way, but I never had the words for it. That is, oh, I just got like chills thinking about that, right? Like, it's just so cool. So, but I think another important thing is, if you are talking to women in your life who maybe have never really thought of these thoughts before, to go slow and be gentle and listen to them, because I didn't go in there with the attitude like, oh, you're a liberal feminist and you see everything through this woke lens and I can't stand any of that stuff or whatever. It's like, no, I met her at her level, and then I still slowly introduced some of these ideas and just like saw how it landed, and then introduced a little bit more. Again, I'm there for therapy. This is not like a friend or something. This is just a woman that I'm in touch with for therapy. But, and my job is not to radicalize her. Frankly, I don't really care if she's super liberal because I know that she does everything from a place of compassion and empathy. At the end of the day, I'm a leftist anyways. We're all branches on the same tree. I don't need to like have some ideological purity to get along with this woman and get stuff out of our relationship. But yeah, it's just been an interesting experience. I wanted to share that with you. And yeah, I think that's what I got for right now. And I'll talk to you guys super soon. Bye.